Alon-Z. Today I'm going to be talking about Sonic Adventure Battle 2. I will get to Sonic 3 eventually, but because I recently beat Sonic Frontiers, Sonic 3 is a very close game to it, and I wanted to make sure that I did the reviews closer together. And part of it is I really wanted to talk about Sonic Adventure Battle 2, which is my favorite Sonic game up till Sonic Frontiers. I'll probably do another video after the Sonic Frontiers review to let you know which one I actually think is better, Sonic Adventure Battle 2 or Sonic Frontiers. But Sonic Adventure Battle 2 has been my favorite since I was a kid. Starting off, Sonic Adventure Battle 2 has the best music score in any of the Sonics leading up to this game. It also has one of the best character introductions in Shadow the Hedgehog out of any of the Sonic characters that's been revealed since Knuckles. Now, when you first enter Sonic Adventure Battle 2, you have a choice between the hero and the dark side. When I was a kid, I always wanted to be a hero, so I pressed the hero one instantly, plus Sonic's on that team. The hero side consists of Sonic the Hedgehog, Tails, and Knuckles. On the dark side, you have Shadow the Hedgehog, Robotnik, and Rouge. Now, Sonic Adventure Battle 2 was originally created for the Dreamcast. I have played the Dreamcast and I've played the GameCube port. The GameCube port, I have to report, is a lot better, just from gameplay perspective. However, the Dreamcast version on the little controls, when you do a Sonic level, it has Sonic's picture on the controller, and when you do a Knuckles level, it has Knuckles. It's pretty cool on that. It's already crisper, as you can see, than anything you experienced in Sonic Adventure 1. Sonic Adventure Battle 2 is way better in every single way from a story perspective, and it has some of the best music in any Sonic game that has ever been played. City Escape is also the name of the first soundtrack here, and it's quite amazing. Take a listen.
Like running better.
All units. Suspect seen heading south. Block all major roads and capture the suspect.
Now in this game, Sonic and Shadow have fast interactive levels that, if you have great hand-eye coordination, feel really great to get through. Also, Sonic and Shadow's main attack is not the spin dash anymore, it's the homing attack, which is a great addition. I think this is not the first game it's come in, but this is the first game that it's become like your main attack. Knuckles and Rouge, on the other hand, have emerald chasing levels where Knuckles breaks the Master Emerald to keep it out of Rouge's hands, and he is trying to collect all the pieces in his story, and Rouge is trying to collect all the pieces as well so she can have the Master Emerald. And then Tails and Robotnik levels are third-person shooters, which they're in machines and they try to just blow everything up. These levels have the most criticism out of any levels in Sonic Adventure Battle 2, but I found it a good change of pace, and I actually thought they were really fun. The movement is a little bit weird on the machines, but once you get the hover upgrade, it becomes a lot better. Okay, so the story on the hero side is the military's after Sonic. Sonic and his team doesn't know why, but Sonic's been confused by the military for Shadow the Hedgehog. And it's funny that the military would confuse him, but it also makes sense because they don't know that much about Shadow. Shadow was sealed by the military 50 years ago, so the current military people don't know the difference between him and Sonic. So when Shadow broke out, it's probably a high level. People only know or need to know, so when Shadow robbed the bank and Shadow, destroyed the military prison island and things like that, they thought it was Sonic. I would like to point out, while the voice acting is superb from all the voice actors in this game, the need to put the music so high when the characters are talking is definitely distracting and definitely takes away from the voice lines of this game.
Wow, he's fast! Hey, it's not his speed. He must be using the Chaos Emerald to warp.
Shadow. I'm the world's ultimate life form. There's no time for games. Farewell.
Shadow, what is...
See what I mean? You really have to listen in. The music gets in the way all the time when the voice actors talk or when lines are spoken. However, like I said, best musical score in any Sonic, so it's not the worst thing that can happen. Now, after Tails and Amy break Sonic out of the prison, they encounter Shadow the Hedgehog, which is pretty cool the first time fighting him, but as you can see, it's a super easy boss if you know what you're doing. The Sonic Adventure 1 brought these types of boss battles into the games, and they're not great boss battles or anything where you fight familiar characters. However, Sonic Adventure Battle 2 does get better with this as the game goes on. Now, the boss construction in this game is some of the best bosses since the original Sonic games. They're very memorable, and it's just fantastic to see. So I just want to note this for the Egg Golem. The Eggman theme song introduction is just so cool. Like, listen to this, guys.
Let's go, Amy! Yeah!
You little thieves! Did you really think you get out of here alive?
Come and get some, Eggman!
Sonic!
Just leave it to me!
This time, I'll take your prize, as well as the Chaos Emerald. I call on you to destroy these pests! Come off my servant!
Whoa!
So after Prison Island blows up, Sonic and friends go to Robotnik's hidden base, which they know where it is because it's not so hidden in the pyramids. The military had recently overtaken it and Robotnik took it back. So now Sonic and friends are infiltrating it. Knuckles shows up because he's looking for the Master Emerald shadow pieces, and they led him to where Sonic was, and he agreed to help because it seems like the shadow pieces are along the way. And they team up and try to find out what Robotnik's been up to. Upon beating the Egg Golem, Robotnik retreats to space, which Sonic and friends find out from Robotnik's computer has a hidden file called ARC. Now, ARC is a space station that Robotnik's grandfather 50 years ago was the lead researcher on, and it turns out that Shadow was a project on that space colony as the ultimate life form. Sonic and friends shortly chase after Robotnik into space, where it is revealed that Shadow and Robotnik's team has been collecting the Chaos Emeralds. in order to power the space station's death ray, which is very much like Star Wars. However, that is not Shadow's true intention, as Shadow is collecting the Master Emeralds for another thing that is even hidden from him, but he's programmed to do it. Sonic and team invade the space colony Ark, and Tails and Amy get stuck with Robotnik. Robotnik captures Amy and forces Sonic to come and rescue them. Tails has created a fake emerald to destroy the ray, and they plan to give Robotnik the fake emerald. Robotnik already is aware of their plans and traps Sonic in a space capsule. After tricking Tails into revealing that it's a fake emerald, Robotnik blasts him off into space, seemingly killing Sonic. Now, this battle between Tails and Robotnik is incredible. Even though I knew Sonic wasn't dead, like when I was a kid, I just felt a sense of revenge because I've never seen Robotnik ever like get that close to killing Sonic.
Farewell, my admirable adversary. Now we have some unfinished business to take care of. Give me the real emerald, I will release you both. You have my promise.
Sonic!
Huh?
Sonic's asking for the first time to do something for him. I won't let him down. I won't give up.
After a fun little robot battle, it is revealed that Sonic uses the Chaos Emerald to use Chaos Control. But wait, he uses a fake emerald to do Chaos Control, something that Sonic in any of the games and any of the shows has not revealed yet, but Sonic has hidden properties with the Chaos Emeralds, and it's revealed in Sonic Frontiers that they're of alien origin when we thought they originally happened on Earth with Angel Island, but it's not the case. Sonic is also alien origin as well, so it might have something to do with that. We only can wait for the future to explain Sonic's relationship with the Chaos Emeralds.
Troll? Are you okay?
I'm worried about Tails and Amy. I hate to ask, but could you help them? This is our last chance. I got it. Before the cannon fires, I'll slam dunk it in there.
After surviving Robotnik's death trap, Sonic races with the fake emerald to slam dunk it into the reactor to blow up the planet-destroying death ray on the Ark. It results in one of my favorite levels ever, and you can basically jump and grind your way all the way to the finish. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of shortcuts. Like if you fall from a certain height, you can still grab onto a grinding rail and still like supercut everything. I love this level and everything about it, except for maybe the gravity points at the end. But other than that, this is one of my favorite levels in any Sonic game of all time. Also, while you're racing this level, you really feel the weight of everything that has happened and how you really have like 10 minutes to get this emerald there. And when I was a kid, I was totally zoned in at this level. Like the music's on point, everything's just on point. After you get to the end of this level, you meet up with Shadow, who is seemingly the final boss on your journey to get the emerald to the reactor. It accumulates in one of the best back and forths out of any Sonic game. I wish the space between talking was just a tad better, but otherwise great conversation. It accumulates in both hedgehogs running in a race to get to the reactor first. Shadow to stop you from doing it, and you have to stop Shadow from stopping you. This fight looks like you're racing to the reactor, but it's not a race at all. This fight will take as long as it takes to get there.
You never cease to surprise me, Blue Hedgehog. I thought that capsule you were in exploded in
You
space.
know, what can I say? I die hard. You actually saved me, you know.
It was a Chaos Emerald, wasn't it? But there's no way you could have activated the Chaos Control using an emerald that's fake. So, there's more to you than just looking like me. What are you, anyway?
What you see is what you get. Just a guy that loves adventure. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog.
I see. But you know, I can't let you live. Your adventuring days are coming to an end. Before this is over, I'll show you the true power of Chaos Control!
But kudos for making you feel like it's a race. Also, this boss is easy. Shadow has a Chaos Emerald with him, and he's able to use Chaos Control to warp ahead of you. Also, he can block you, and it's easy to fall off due to camera angles and whatnot. You fall off, it's instant death. Shadow can't really kill you unless you're just really bad at the game, because there's infinite rings on the ground. But if it's really easy to fall off, like I said. After defeating Shadow, you basically win the game. Oh, ignore Eggman getting Tails' Chaos Emerald while he's distracted. That means nothing. The game's over. You did a great job. Way to go, everybody. And then we just watched the rolling credits. So as you see, great Sonic game. I consider it the best. Oh wait, we're not done. We're not even halfway done. We still have the dark side to go.
Story select.
The reason I tell people to play the hero side first is because you have no idea what's going on. With the dark side, it's actually the beginning of the story. Robotnik finds a journal from his grandfather, another Robotnik, and from his time as the lead researcher on the Colony Ark 50 years ago. He says the military broke in, stole his ultimate weapon because they feared he was too powerful. So Robotnik breaks into the military facility that he tracked down in order to find this ultimate weapon. Now, something of note, the dark side is a little shorter than the hero side. There's not as many boss fights and there's fewer levels, but it's really close still.
So this is the military's top secret weapon. It's a lot smaller than I expected. Enter user data. Enter password. Password is Maria.
Just a quick note, remember the name Maria. It's very important, and there's a reason why that name is the password for that ultimate weapon. So upon putting in the Chaos Emerald and the password, Shadow appears and informs Robotnik that he will serve him because he freed him from the military base. Also, Shadow informs Robotnik about the Space Colony Ark and how it's still up there and how they need all 7 Chaos Emeralds in order to power the ultimate weapon, which Shadow is intentionally leading Robotnik to believe that is the Space Death Ray. Now, Shadow and Robotnik eventually go to the space colony Ark pretty early in the story, where Rouge the Bat has been tracking them ever since Knuckles broke the Master Emerald. Rouge is an interesting character in the story because she actually is working for the military, and which makes it funny that the military is after Sonic, because Rouge by this time knows that Shadow the Hedgehog is not Sonic. But again, it's probably just the higher ups that know, and they need to save face, and they think the public sees some hedgehog terrorizing the citizenry, so they blame everything on Sonic. Rouge is trying to get the Master Emerald in order to stop Robotnik and Shadow from doing whatever they do, because the Master Emerald is Echidna made, and it can control the other Chaos Emeralds. It can either power them down or shut them down completely. So as long as you have the Master Emerald, you can stop the energy provided from the Chaos Emeralds.
I'm Rouge the Bat, but you can call me Rouge.
Rouge, Robotnik, and Shadow all team up, and they go back to Prison Island, which is where Sonic has been arrested and taken. This is where the stories intercede. This also leads to the worst constructed level in the game, and that's the Rouge bank heist. She's stealing the Chaos Emeralds that the military has, and it's really poorly built. You have 5 minutes to do this, and if the emeralds are placed in a weird way because it's random where they are, then you could end up just losing just because you run out of the time, and because you don't know the future, you can't predict it. I never had a great feeling accomplishing this level, and whenever I failed this level, I would just be frustrated because it's the stupidest thing on earth. This is the one gotcha level in this game that didn't need to be there. The bank level results in Rouge having a one-on-one fight with the same type of robot we've fought twice before, once with Sonic, once with Shadow. These guys really need to stop using these robots because they suck. Rouge finds herself trapped in the bank because the military seals her in there with the Chaos Emeralds, and because she's not one of the chosen like Sonic or man-made like Shadow, she can't use Chaos Control. So Shadow races to her rescue, where he encounters Sonic from the hero side, and you play the same battle but as Shadow. After this battle, Shadow races to Rouge, and when the timer is about to explode, he uses Chaos Control to save her. After this, Robotnik and crew have 6 of the 7 Chaos Emeralds, with Tails having the final Chaos Emerald.
His life's work was dedicated to all of those who live down there. He once told that the reason for his existence was making people happy through the power of science.
Shadow.
Maria, I just don't...
That's right. In this cutscene, we learned that Gerald Robotnik's dream was to help humanity with science, and that this blonde girl is also called Maria. Coincidence? I think not.
Everything is ready to go!
Are you sure? We only have 6 of the 7 Chaos Emeralds, you know.
That's more than enough for the demonstration. So let's get the show on the road.
Nothing from this point really happens on the dark side other than following Tails and trying to catch up to him to take his final Chaos Emerald. Except for this. They literally changed one encounter because I guess Eggman, or I guess the dark side didn't have enough bosses, so they reused one boss.
Pretty rough.
We did it! Let's go, Amy!
Yeah!
You little thieves! Did you really think you could get out of here alive?
Come and get some, Eggman! Just leave it to me!
This time, I'll take your life, as well as the Chaos Emerald. I call on you to destroy these pests! Come out, my servant! talk, Sonic.
Like, what in the heck is happening? First time playing me thought at 12 years old. Like, this didn't happen. And if this did happen, why didn't Sonic stick around and catch Robotnik? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. But again, the A Golem is such a great boss. It was fun to fight him twice, but this part of the story makes no sense. Okay, Sonic and Gain make it to outer space despite Robotnik's best efforts. Robotnik also goes back to the Ark, and both teams are now there. Knuckles and Rouge have a one-on-one fight, which again is one of those points in the story that doesn't make sense. Rouge goes and almost falls into lava when Knuckles catches her. Now Rouge can fly, despite her only being able to glide as a player in this, but she can fly. It's in Sonic lore. She's a bat. She can fly all over the place, so she didn't actually need to be saved. She also gives back the pieces of the Master Emerald she has collected, and Knuckles is able to reform the Master Emerald. Again, doesn't make sense because the war's about to end and she could use the Master Emerald to stop the Chaos Emeralds, but again, I guess because Knuckles was nice, then she can sacrifice the world. Her character arc ends making sense at this point. At this point, Rouge goes back to the Chaos Emerald reactor area and is planning to take all 6 Chaos Emeralds. It's a payment from the president because she's a government spy working for aka the military, aka the president. Shadow kind of figured out what she was doing all along and was waiting for her there. They have a confrontation where he reveals that he knew that she was the president's spy all along, and she had some research from the president as well that Shadow, it may not be Shadow the Hedgehog. It may be something entirely different. If you look at the picture on the newspaper, that is Shadow as well, but it's a prototype of Shadow. Shadow is the finished product, so this like jump scale is meant to confuse aka the player, aka us. So Shadow is really the ultimate life form, but this is the prototype of the ultimate life form. Look at the picture. We'll be fighting him later. Everything else happens the same way. Sonic and Shadow have their encounter. Tails and Robotnik has their encounter. Robotnik takes the last emerald from Tails, and the dark side ends like
I'll use your chaos control!
Now, I want to point out a story flaw, and I think this is the last story flaw that happens in the game, but as you notice, Robotnik has all 7 emeralds. 6 of them are still in the reactor, and the 7th is being brought by him. Shadow encounters Sonic on the hero side and is able to use Chaos Control. Shadow cannot use Chaos Control at all without a Chaos Emerald. Now, the villain side is probably what actually happened between them, because Shadow is unable to use Chaos Control and Sonic is able to use it because of the fake emerald. Okay, villain side over, game side over, roll credits. Just kidding. There is one more area, I think it's called Last Episode, and it is a doozy. This takes Sonic from being a kid game into almost an adult game. It also leads to one of the most shocking scenes I've ever seen in a Sonic game.
I don't quite know what happened or what went wrong, Was it a mistake to create the ultimate life form? I thought it would be something that would benefit mankind, but then the military guards landed on the colony that day. They were sent to destroy the research project that I had been working on. My colleagues at the research facility, my granddaughter, Maria, I hope you are all safe. The colony was completely shut down, probably to keep the prototype from falling into the wrong hands.
The Ark was shut down under the premise that there had been an accident. I found Maria's name among those who died when the Ark was shut down. She meant everything to me, and I couldn't bear the thought that she died because of my research. I lost everything. I had nothing more to live for. I went insane. All I could think about was to avenge her. Somehow, some way. I got scared as I no longer was able to control my thoughts. All I could think about was that I wanted it all to Based on my original projections, I was able to complete my project, Shadow. I designed its mind to be perfect, pure. I will leave everything to him. If you wish, release and awaken it
If
to
you
the
wish to
world.
fill the world with destruction... Oh, so that's why you released Shadow from the base.
Core of the Eclipse cannon is now highly reactive and
What did we just watch? This is a Sonic game. This is darker than I've ever seen any Sonic game go before or since this. And there's some even more graphic scenes ahead. I was shocked as a kid to be playing this. And it was so dark. I dug it. It really made this game feel more impactful than any Sonic game to date. Even the ending of this game is a lot more impactful than any Sonic game I've ever seen. Now, to start last episode, Jared Robotnik comes on the TV screens because all 7 Chaos Emeralds are now in the reactor. Robotnik cannot remove them anymore, and it's not the Eclipse cannon that was the primary thing for that reactor. It was awakening the prototype Shadow and sending the colony Ark on a collision course for Earth. Jared Robotnik, Robotnik's grandfather from 50 years ago, comes on the screen, and it looks like he's all chained up, ready for the firing squad, and that's exactly what it was. Like, huge, like, never seen this in a Sonic game before or since. But Jared Robotnik is basically in the video about to be executed for crimes against Earth or whatever. And he sends out a warning to everyone about what's about to happen. He leaves behind his diary, which Robotnik reveals is how he found Shadow and why he did what he did. But now they're all going to die, and so is the planet. So Robotnik and his crew and Sonic and his crew team up for one final level where there's bits and pieces for all of them to do. And then comes the final fight. Also, the Sonic game's plan is to use the Master Emerald that Knuckles has to try to stop the Chaos Emeralds. And it partially works and partially doesn't, but it leads to a great boss fight.
Shadow, I beg of you, please, do it for me. For
Maria!
better future, for all people who live on that planet. Give them a chance to be happy. Let them live for their dreams. Shadow, I know you can do it. That's the reason why you were brought into this world. Sayonara. Shadow, the Hedgehog.
After Maria getting shot to death by the military, and you know how I've said I never saw anything like this in Sonic going forward or anything? They have replayed this death scene over and over in Sonic X, in a bunch of Sonic shows, because the Ark is such a famous story in Sonic. but they haven't made any original stories that are this dark in Sonic going forward. It's just always a replay of the arc. After getting this little pep talk from Amy, Shadow goes and helps Sonic and Knuckles go finish the plan. I guess the rest of them too, Tails and Robotnik, but Knuckles and Sonic by this time are the only ones left that have jobs to do. Like Knuckles has to shut down the Chaos Emeralds, and Sonic has to ensure that Knuckles is protected. The prototype gets awakened here to protect the Chaos Emeralds from being messed with. Shadow comes in and takes on his prototype in a one-on-one fight while Sonic and Knuckles use a spell with the Master Emerald to stop the Chaos Emeralds, or incantation. After which point, the prototype then teleports itself using Chaos Control and becomes one with the space colony and forces the space colony towards Earth in its main objective. Sonic and Shadow both use the Chaos Emeralds to turn to Super Sonic and Super Shadow and have one epic fight with a great musical score again. Like, this boss battle is super easy, but it's just fun for the sake of fun.
The rings. Now it's up to you, Sonic.
Shadow, you need rest. Let me give it a try.
Okay, this is the end. They defeat the prototype of the Ultimate Lifeform, aka prototype of Shadow, and save the colony. Shadow is weak from his earlier fights with the prototype, and he falls down to Earth. Sonic and the game think he's all dead and that he gave his life, and they kind of reminisce about all, like, what could have changed this from happening. It's very profound for a Sonic game. And then, of course, we know Shadow didn't die, but this game is an incredible game, and surely we won't have any bombers going forward. Like, the Sonic team has found their directions. Oh, no. Oh my dear, we wouldn't get another great Sonic game till Sonic Frontiers. To date, this is the most popular Sonic story that has ever been done, and as I said, they replayed it in media and Sonic shows. There's a reason why this game is so beloved, and it honestly is Sonic's strongest story. If you made it through the whole video, thank you so much for watching. I will be doing Sonic 3 and Sonic Frontiers soonish, but I'm gonna focus on some anime like this channel was supposed to be in the first place, and then I'm gonna get back to those. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.
The great emerald's power allows me to feel I can't see a thing.